Hello friends and welcome back for another episode of Indie Impressions. My name is Nick and today we're going to be checking out Coffee Stain Studios' Goat Simulator, a game that you can probably make some assumptions about just based on the title. It's actually been making quite a splash amongst YouTubers and gamers alike, and it's something that I wasn't really sure if I was even going to check out at any point. Basically, I had absolutely no idea what it was about, and last I'd heard, and maybe this is even just tangentially related, but I thought this was just a game where you walk around and pet a goat, and that was as far as it went. But no, this is something much, much bigger. I would liken it to something like maybe in Skate, where there's like a collision mode and you try and crash and damage yourself as much as humanly possible. It's something kind of like that. Very loosely guided, not a whole lot that really forces you down any particular path. You just have fun in an open world game and wreak destruction, and it's even maybe mildly offensive at times, but as long as you have the general sentiment of not being bothered by silliness, then you'll have a good time. I had, honestly, a great time playing with this. I had no idea what I was getting myself into. I played it just for a couple of minutes to try and get my sound check, and before I knew it, like 45 minutes had gone by, and I have to say, I kind of want to recommend this to you guys. Let's get into it and let's mess around a little bit. What do you say? So we've got some options here. So you can see field of view, gamma, full screen, VSync, resolution, mouse sensitivity, inverting stuff, sound effects, and music. And then there's some advanced stuff too as well. Let's just click on that very briefly there so you can see dynamic shadows, depth of field, light shafts, motion blur, MSAA. I have that turned off because it said there were some stability issues, and I have all the details turned up as high as they go. The game is honestly quite pretty looking, I have to say. It's an Unreal Engine game, and the world is bigger than I expected it to be, to say the least. There's also some workshop options, leaderboards, achievements, and there's also custom game, which has some mutators in it, which let you kind of mess around with some of the physics and things. But let's just hit play and get to the goating. So this is our goat. As you can see, he's a pretty silly goat. He's got his tongue stuck out, and his tongue is actually his grabber. Sort of reminds me a little bit of something like Octodad, in that basically hitting X on anything, I'm using a 360 controller by the way, allows us to pick up and manipulate that object. So let's get acclimated with the controls. They're not overly complex or anything, but there's more than you'd expect for a game about a goat. Let's go in the secret tunnel, by the way. We got a Super 1X secret tunnel bonus, and if you can't tell, a sense of irreverence is something that pervades all of Goat Simulator. It's generally a game that's just designed around having fun, however you choose to get that fun out of it. So we can hit right trigger, and we can headbutt, but you'll notice our goat's head will occasionally get stuck in some very strange positions, and that's kind of part of the fun, I have to say. I spent a while just recording, messing around, trying to glitch the game out, and there are a lot of ways to do that, and I find all of them to be just as much fun as playing the game as quote-unquote normally, as I guess you normally would. But then there's this. We can hit right bumper and go into ragdoll mode. We can also jump with A button, ragdoll at any point, and then we can even slow down time, which, as you can probably imagine, would be the desired or the goal that you'd want to set for if you want to mess around with, hitting yourself into things and causing havoc in one form or another. So like I said, the game's pretty. I have to say I'm pretty impressed by it. There's another goat here, which I wasn't aware there were other goats. I thought I was the only one. I guess I immediately left this pen first chance I got. So there's a lot of destructible parts of the environment. There's actually some ragdollable friends that we can make here. We can even drag them around if we press X to lick them. So this is Biggie. Let's go drag him in the way of a car, because that's what you do in games like this. Or, I guess this is a giant gas tank here. We could also try and detonate that. But I think the car probably makes for more enjoyable physics interactions. This is, one of those games that it's all about, the physics and the ragdoll and all of that good stuff. So let's wait for this car to come down the line here, and yep, that's what that's gonna look like. I just managed to hit the slowdown mode just in time, and we'll go flipping and spinning throughout. This is actually not nearly as detrimental as many of the physics interactions that I've had in this game, which is, one thing you don't have to feel bad about is that the goat does not actually get hurt. No one in this game really gets hurt, so you can feel free to just do insane things like this to your heart's content. There's no animal cruelty. You don't have to get sad or anything like that. There's no, dismembering the goat or hurting the goat. It's really just, silly, and that's kind of fun. You don't have to bring much to the game other than just a sense. Oh my goodness. You know, I just said that we weren't going to hurt the goat, and then I find a turbine, or whatever you call this thing. Let's, maybe we can throw this guy in it and see what that'll do. Or maybe we could just throw a box in it. That might be even less worrisome. Looks like it... Oh, okay, his head does strange things. Oh, it just seems to kind of flip him around. Alright, that's good. That's the best thing I could have hoped for. There's a lot of things to explore and find in Goat Sim. I have a feeling... Oh my goodness, seizure warning. I'm so sorry. I'm not sure if this was intentional or what, but let's slow it down so you can see what that demonic head motion looks like. Maybe we can get it... Oh, alright, well, I guess I was at the last possible frame before that kicks in. Oh, let's just get up and walk it off. So where even are we? I don't even know where we are. I haven't walked over in this direction quite this far yet. If I headbutt this... Oh, it just headbutts the box, and then it kicks it off into the stratosphere. So there's some kind of a party happening over here, and a car that seems to be drifting in circles indefinitely. And we can get a piece of that action. I suppose we can headbutt it, but it doesn't really do us a whole lot of good. That car seems to be just about unstoppable. And I've gone so far as to introduce a tank into the situation to see if maybe I could get it to stop doing whatever it's doing, but it never does. Why don't we just headbutt this lady into the way of the car? The other people seem to have left. And I guess they didn't want to take their party with them for whatever reason. They're scared of this little old goat. What's up with these cars over here? Maybe we can make these... Oh, yeah, they'll explode. You may have noticed there are some menus and things that actually show us some of our quests, quote-unquote. And as you can see, we've got jumping, we've got flipping, we've got knocking things over. And all of these, as they get checked off, will give you some points. And proclaim yourself Queen of all goats. Oh, how do I become the Queen of all goats? Well, I'd kind of like to figure that out. But we'll continue our exploration here. There are plenty of places to go see, one of which is that crane. We can actually go climb up that, and actually turns us into an angel goat, and we can also headbutt our way through this. This is almost like sensory overload in Goat Sim. There seems to be way more than I had a feeling there would be. You can probably spend a few hours just messing around with all the different interactions. For example, there's that water slide over there. If we make our way in that direction, we can actually become a frictionless goat for a little while and slide around. There's also some trampolines, diving board. Unfortunately, doesn't seem to have any water in the pool. But, you know, this goat makes the best of the situation at hand. And let's see, we do a little bit of bouncing and maybe end up on this water slide. Goats do love a good bounce. I would say I knew foxes loved a good bounce even more than the goat, but, you know, I just met this goat, so you never know. Things could always change. Alright, now let's jump over onto the water slide. And then, yep, we can slide our goat around in ragdoll mode. There's actually no friction to any of these places that look like they have these little blue panels. And we are now ragdolled and bouncing about on the trampoline. I'm not sure where we're going with this. Just crash into this abandoned building, I suppose. And then maybe we'll go climb up this ladder. Why not? This is how goats climb ladders, in case you've never seen it. It's a new thing to me as well. But don't be too shocked or anything. Actually, why don't we go up the big ol' ladder over here? Kind of feel like some sort of... Like, well, there was a movie or something about someone who could never die and just kept throwing themselves into these horrible situations. I kind of feel like we've been cursed. Maybe it's a blessing in the case of this goat. Look at the head is just spinning around in circles as we climb up this ladder, which is very, very high. We're almost there. Yep, we're now getting up into the clouds. Things are getting a little bit misty. And you can hear the wind blowing in the background. I have to say also the music... very, very fitting for whatever it is that we're doing up here. And I'm not quite sure what that is just yet. I don't even know what this thing is. It's some kind of large rock to give you balance versus the crane, maybe? That's probably what it is. So let's crawl out onto this scaffold. And down there, you can actually see there's like a shipping container. I think there's something in there. I actually saw some like robot character dancing around, but now it's not really obvious. Oh, there's also a hang glider over here. Maybe I could... commandeer at some point. Looking to see if there's anything I could jump down to from up here. Oh, there's a man. I'm so sorry about that. I didn't realize you were here. And, well, I guess he's fallen to his death. You know, sometimes you gotta break a few eggs to make an omelet, and that's Goat Simulator for you. Omelet Simulator, I should say. Yeah. That'll happen. Yeah, gas stations and goats, they do not make good bedfellows, I suppose. We are just in a hail of raining shrapnel. This man here that was gassing up his car seems to not be really noticing what's going on. His car's actually completely intersecting with him. In case you've ever wondered, though, like, don't get the wrong impression. The developer doesn't take this game too seriously. They actually say on the website that it's full of bugs and it's kind of a mess. But, you know, take whatever enjoyment out of it that you will, and that's just kind of the right ethos, I think, for this type of thing. It's a silly game for silly people, and I really like it. It's really, I just want to say dumb. Like, it is. It's just dumb fun. And there's not anything intrinsically wrong with that. You know, we'll break some bottles in this convenience store here. This lady behind the counter, she can get involved. She doesn't know what's going on. What about this guy over here? He's trying to buy some milk or something, and the whole world is detonating around him. Oh, he'll never make his way out of there. Surprisingly large amount of detail as well. Like, all of these bags and magazines and everything, actually you can tell what they are. I don't know, there's just, like, way more to this than I would have ever thought. What else did I want to show you? Was anything in the shipping containers? Oh, this is little trophies that I've run into on occasion. I'm not sure what they are about, but I'm gonna guess they're just some sort of collectibles. So I do my best whenever there's a collectible involved. Oh, what was that about? I pressed B and I did like a front flip for some reason, some kind of somersault. Maybe it wasn't B at all, actually. Oh, you can also ba with the Y button. Are there any other buttons I've just forgotten about? No, I think that's mostly all of the important ones. I haven't really been doing much licking. I could actually take this bicycle with me by licking it, and then we can actually use this to potentially create new physics interactions and launch ourselves even higher into the air. Let's let this car hit us again and see if that does anything better. There we go. Yeah, this is going to be a ballet of destruction as we make our way across the entire world. I'm just going to see if I can maybe land on this trampoline. Nope, I'm going to definitely overshoot that. Oh, can we get a glimpse at what's in the shipping container? No. Well, maybe. There was something in there. And we're going to reach the level boundaries very, very soon. Oh, wait. Am I supposed to be over here? I thought this was out of bounds. Well, I guess that would be something new if I reach the level... Oh, yeah. Alright. That doesn't quite look right. I'm pretty sure trees are supposed to not float. Where am I? Yep, I think I've escaped the city. I'm not sure I'm supposed to be over here, to be honest with you. Yeah, you can see, actually, the buildings are super not detailed here. Well, that's part of the fun, I suppose. You glitch out, Goat Simulator, and have a good time. You can actually reset your character, in case you were wondering, so even though I'm out of bounds, it doesn't mean that the game is over. Yeah, it seems to be kicking me back in when I reach whatever this invisible wall is. It's not too happy about that. I can go to respawn, and then that'll just bring me back to my starting place. I can actually use this bicycle as some sort of a battering ram to smash through all of these objects around me. You know, without the physics, this would have been way, way less fun, but because they all kind of interact reasonably well, this is just silly fun. Like, I just can't seem to stop saying it. It's just entertaining. I may have gone just about all of the places on the map already. Actually, no, that's not true. There's a few more places I haven't been. In fact, I think there was a laboratory that said something about, like, anti-gravity research, so that seems like a cool place to go. But I should probably leave it to you guys, that way I don't spoil the entire exploration element of this game, if you'll call it that, I suppose. Yep, alright, I knew that was going to happen. Goat is very hardy, by the way. Goat is very, very hardy. So I guess I'll leave you for another day with that. Goat Simulator, it's really fun. I did not expect it, but it is. Perhaps one of the biggest, I don't know how to properly say this. I was going to say, like, snafu, but that's not quite the right word. Unexpected, entertaining times. That's, I guess, all I can really go with. But if you want to go pick this up yourself, there's going to be a link. It's actually available on Steam right now. It's $10. If you think that's a little bit steep, then that's probably reasonable, but at the same time, there's more entertainment here than I would have expected for a lot of games from $10 as a price point. So I guess just judge that as you will. If you're a fan of games like Skate, or games that you can just have silly fun with the physics, then this is probably going to give you a whole bunch of entertainment. I've already played it for over an hour personally, and that's pretty wild. So anyway, I will leave you links in the description. Check back for tomorrow. There's probably going to be more content about Goat Simulator on my channel. I really enjoy this. I'm going to be making some bizarre machinimas out of this, I have a feeling. Oh yeah, there's the low-gravity testing facility, in case you're wondering. Slow bus! Oh no! Disaster befalls our goat friend. Anyway, I will see you tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching and for your continued support on the series. If you enjoyed the video, please consider leaving a like on it. If you enjoyed this one particularly and would like to see more Goat Simulator content and me being silly and wacky, then, you know, the more likes the better, but, you know, just if you think I deserve them. But I will see you again tomorrow. New episodes of Indie Impressions go up every single day. So if you liked it, come on back, and I will see you then. So have a lovely night, and I will talk to you later.